Well, hello folks, hope you're well. The long promised Johnny Marr patch is here. Here's Johnny. It's been a few months in the works, and when I say that, I mean I haven't been tatting about with it for months. Essentially, it's the culmination of everything that I've learnt so far with the Boss GX-10. I'm pretty certain it's my best patch. And really, the thinking behind this video is we haven't done one of these in ages, and I used to love doing these. I don't know why we stopped doing them. Really, I guess we stopped doing them because the amp, etc. We got Peanut in today over there. Fast asleep. Do you want to say hello, Peanut? We got Lucy in. Welcome back to the channel. Give us a like if you're new around here. Subscribe. Boss fans, you are in for a treat today. So there's a few things to say before we get going, and we'll just jump straight into it because I'm going to give you the full rundown. And the first one is that a couple of the bits in it you'll know already if you're a regular viewer of the channel. So I'll chapter it all up and you can skip those bits if you want to. The main thing really is that we're working through the patch in the way that I made it. This is essentially my tribute to the great man, Johnny Marr. And it's based on my favourite kind of live era of the Smiths, which is 85, 86, really. And so the gear choices that Johnny made around then have been taken into consideration in terms of the amps that I'm using and the pedals. And what's really cool about the pedal choices on this, I should say there's no external pedals today, it's just pure Boss GX-10, is that basically most of Johnny's rig at a certain point was Boss. So you know, really in the digital world, you couldn't hope to have a better crack at getting close to it. If you want to have a look down here, it's a beast of a patch. It I think takes up every block available. Let's just try and put another one in just so you can see. Yeah, the complete processing power of the Boss GX-10 is used on this beast of a patch. I've tried to combine stuff that he used live and also then just to get it sounding kind of like the studio stuff as well, really. A bit more of a sheen on it, if you like, so that if you wanted to play along with any Smith stuff, you're gonna sit right in with the track. The main thing is that for me, like all of these patch builds are creative tools, and it's just wonderful to be able to get so close to the sounds that you love. So I'm going to turn it all off so you can hear where we're coming from. You probably don't need to see me turn it all off, do you? Or just fast forward to me having turned it all off. Here you go. I've turned it all off. Let's hear the guitar. You got to remember, this started from my blank patch thing. So there was nothing on this, and my blank patch is this loud. Here we go. Obviously using the Rickenbacker 330 today. What else? I've got my Johnny Marr fan site here. And this has been, folks, exhaustively researched. That period in the Smiths, most of the Smiths, he's using two amps, when they're properly touring. It's a Fender Twin, often, and a JC 120. This is a combination of amplifiers that if you've watched any of the Boss stuff, you will be familiar with my use of this. This is a setup that I've used extensively on YouTube, and I've gigged it as well. This exact setup. It's so weird going back to a modeler, because I've been playing that for the last few weeks. That is the Fender Twin, and the logic behind this is exactly what Johnny used them for. So Twin for fullness and body, and then the JC 120, you can probably really hit. There you go, and then together. Let's look at the settings very quickly. So on the Twin, we've got, do you like the new camera angle? I'm into it. Twin combo, gain 50, level 60, middle switch. So that's not my high gain trick. You remember previously I've said about if you want great clean sounds, high gain on the clean amp to get it sound like it's cooking. What does the high gain sound like on this? Yeah, it's just a bit too breaky uppy. So that just keeps that twin nice and clean. Let's move on. Bass 80, so exaggerating the sort of the thickness of the twin. Middle 50, treble 50, presence 30, bright off, solo level irrelevant, sag 0, resonance 0, original speaker, direct mix 0, and then all your normal mic stuff. 57, short distance 5 centimeters, mic level 100. That's the twin. You can play me at half speed. Oh, we got the other one now. Bucky's in. Hello, Bucky. Come to hear some Johnny Marr. Bucky, you know, unsurprisingly, as you can see how she's dressed, loves the Smiths. JC 120, gain 48, level 60, gain switch high. Very important on that one. Bass 70, middle 60, treble 60, so a lot of the lot more treble. Bass, presence 30. That's the key. Bright switch on, folks. Solo off, solo irrelevant. Sag 0, resonance 0, 4x10 speaker. That's just how I've got that amp set now. Don't know why in this combo it seems to work really well. Direct mix 0, 57 short. Mic position 5, mic level 100. The amps are the most important part, obviously. So that's why I'm going into some detail. If you just had them, like that, great clean sound. Then we get into the stacking. And the stacking is quite fun on this one. Let's go back to the start here. This is huge. The compressor, that's my usual compression Boss orange compressor technique. Orange, sustains 100, attack 50, level 5. So subtle is key with that. That's without the compressor. For Johnny Marr, really, the key is picking and strumming. There's not a huge amount of sort of shreddy lead stuff. There's not loads of even single note stuff. What you're optimizing for with this patch is strumming at la Nile Rodgers. And then obviously you want also the compression to be such that it's kind of just doing enough squeezing on those notes. Did I go over it? Sustain 100, attack 50, level, let's go back to where it was, 4, tone 0, direct mix 100. So that is the parallel compression technique. The next thing that I did was my clean boost, which is on every patch. Huge difference. Immediately loads more sustain. Why is that? Because, you know, even in the digital world, what you're doing there, that clean boost is just driving the amps more. Particularly the twin, you know, modeled on a tube amp, it's gonna respond to that extra level that you're putting through it in a way that is not just it getting louder. You know, it's gonna sort of compress a little bit more. It's gonna, obviously, for that reason, give you more sustain. Combined with the compressor at the front, that is a lethal combination, brilliant combination, and on all of my patches. Just turn them off, you'll see what I mean. I'll give you the clean boost settings in a sec. I mean, it's night and day, innit? You know, then that really, once we've done that, the amps and those two, that's honestly 90% of the sound. let's go on to the bridge. Now, tonally, I've designed this patch to be, obviously for the Rickenbacker, any kind of single coil or like Gretsch type thing or Strat will be great. Works with my tellies, great. Works with the Strat brilliantly. Even works with the mini humbuckers. Optimised for the Rick, for the huge tonal difference between the neck pickup so that ain't too woolly, and that is just sort of like twangy enough, chimey enough, and the middle obviously is just, you know, a nice halfway house of the two. So, clean boost, settings, boost 40, tone 0, level 47. 47, very important there, not 48, not 46, 47, very important. Bottom, 22. Bottom is always 22. Direct mix 0, solo off, solo level, irrelevant. That's it. So that's like, as I say, 90% of the sound there. Really great when you dig in with the compression and the clean boost. Let's move down to the switches now. So I've sorted the switch, and the first thing that comes on is an overdrive. It's the Klon clone. It's a beauty, and it's used in the way that I always use these. So Klon clone, drive 18, tone 0, level 45, bottom 22, direct mix 0, solo off, solo level, irrelevant. That's it. I mean, really, it's as subtle as it gets with overdrive, but you know, Johnny Marr would use overdrive. Let's just have a look at the, oh, cool. So he had the OD2. So I could have done OD2 there. And he had the OS2. I'm referring here, folks, to the, there's like a picture, a famous picture of his Boss BCB60. People who've seen videos from this channel before will know that that was my first proper pedal board, which did many gigs for me until it failed. OD2, overdrive, OS2, overdrive and distortion. Should we try that? So here's the Klon. I think that's fantastic. Now they really sound like real amps. Let's just see what the OD2, is it there? We got the OD1. Should we hear the OD1? That is quite nice, actually. Kind of something in that, isn't there? All right, I'm going to leave that as the Boss OD1 on there. I really like that. I had this. The Klon is kind of warmer. Let's just compare the two. Here we go. So here's the Klon. And kind of less overdriven. But that OD1 does have a nice kind of attack on the front, which is pretty cool. Let's hear it on that middle. leave it as the Boss OD1, shall we? Kind of got a nice stringiness that I'm enjoying to it, which is cool. Stringy. I'll tell you the OD1 setting, shall I? OD1 or Klon, your choice. It's your choice. Drive 18, tone 0, level 45, bottom 22. Maybe I've already said that. I feel like I've said that already. Anyway, you got it twice. Next up, oh yeah, here we go. Let's do two things at once. That's the best I've played that. That is quite clearly, folks, a trem. Does he have a trem on this board? Let's have a look. On the record, this is obviously before the days of like where you could just put a plug-in on, connect it to the tempo. You know, he's had to set that tempo. And then I think I've either read or seen him say about like, they need it in time for the whole song. So he'd, much harder than you think actually, playing that to a proper trem in time, let alone in time with the track, you know, and then record the song, start at the top, wait until it goes out of time, stop, punch back in, do that for the whole song. Insane. And I also turned on the reverb. This is designed, like on the records, you always hear, you know, it's the 80s, like a nice plate reverb. So there's like a 4-second plate on there. We'll come back to the trem in a sec. I'm just on the plate, so I'll tell you about that now. Plate, this is the Reverb Plus plugin module. Plate, 4 seconds, tone 0, effect level 20, density 8. You know me, I always bump that density up. Pre-delay 30 milliseconds. Low cut 160, high cut 8 kilohertz. You actually want to hear some high frequency there. You can maybe even go a little higher than that. Let's leave it at 8. Low damp 0, high damp 0, mod rate 50, mod depth 40, duck sensitivity 50. All this is irrelevant. There's no ducking going on, so forget about all that. 50, 0, 0, direct level 100, carryover on. Not that that matters today. So that's the reverb. I've designed that to be always on. So you can put that on and forget about it when you make this patch. The tremolo obviously is a switch because you probably don't want that aggressive tremolo on the whole time. It's the first time I've used this trem and felt really happy with how it sounds. There's a couple of things that I've figured out with this. Well, one thing mainly that, you know, has made all the difference. The settings, rate 83. So I've done that so that, you know, when you turn it on, you can play that song. 83, depth 100. Which obviously you could change and it's still going to be lovely. But I liked it at 100, you know, real choppy. So much fun. Waveform 50, I just left that. I tried it, you know, what I tend to do if I'm not sure about a parameter, I'll blast it all the way up. That's really cool as well though, isn't it? That might be better. Back to 50. Effect level 100. Trigger on, doesn't I don't know what that does. Rise time 0. If you know what the trigger does, let me know in the comments. This is the key here. Direct mix 10. So you're still getting a little bit like a parallel signal of your, you know, your original untremoloed guitar. So cool though. Rickenbacker on a tremolo, that's a great sound, isn't it? I'm so happy with that trem sound. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Again, regular viewers of the channel might know that I've already done a Johnny Marr chorus video. That's this guy. Let's turn the trem off for a sec. Trem's on the switch. That is the stereo modern approach on the Johnny Marr chorus. We won't go into that here. If you want to go and have a look at that video, it's probably, at a guess, up there. That's how he's approaching his chorus, I think, now, you know, with the pitch shift, stereo, the -10, +10, etc. Settings are, you know, there. But go and have a look at that video. I go into, you know, a bit more detail. In the time period that we're basing this on, his live rig featured the old Boss, I will get this right because I was pulled up on it before, the CE, where is it? I'm scrolling through pages and pages of Johnny Marr information, if you can believe it. Bear with. Smiths fans are going to be screaming at the screen, the Boss CE2. You know, I really have gone deep on this. I look for pictures of Johnny Marr's board, you know, so we could basically figure the settings out, and I've done that. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, don't say I'm not good to you. You got the new Johnny Marr chorus in the video, and then you got the 80s Johnny Marr chorus ready for it. Here we go. Let's start on the bridge pickup. That's in mono, but we could go stereo if you want. Beautiful. So cool. With the plate reverb, you know, when we start splitting it. We got rate 30, depth 65. I've just approximated what you can see on his dials. Effect 50. Could go higher, it's just up to 60 now. Let's split the difference, 55. Pre-delay 4 milliseconds, that's just what I use. Waveform try. Definitely try. Low cut, basically not on, 31.5. High cut, 6.3. Direct level, 100. BPM, irrelevant. Anyway, moving on. We've got one thing left, if you can believe that, sports fans. If I was going to save this patch, this is probably what it would look like. Compression on, boost on, chorus on, obviously both amps on, delay off, reverb on. So that is like how I think when you turn this patch on where you want it. The final switch is the stereo delay. And again, Johnny was using all kinds of stuff in the 80s, but did definitely use Boss delays. It would have been the, let's have a look, D, here we go. Really fascinating going back through this stuff. And amazing, you know, what he was able to do with it all, frankly. I was looking for the Boss delays. If you know what delays he was using, let me know in the comments. I think it was a DD something. It's a digital delay. And there you go, it's on. What's cool about the reverb is that you can quite happily bump this up to 60, 70, and you get more into, I suppose, the territory that I like, you know, that kind of like bigger, richer guitar sound. I should tell you the delay settings. We've got stereo delay. You could pick whatever you want with that. You know, there's like pan, reverse, probably not the reverse. Stereo, 400 milliseconds, feedback 20, effect level 20, direct level 100, high cut 6.3, mod rate 50, mod depth 0, so I'm not doing any mod on that. Nothing with the duck, and the carryover is on. Super cool, but of course also brilliant for beefing up your picked clean sounds. Let's turn the reverb up a bit. Maybe not that much. Let's turn. It's a bit crazy. Could be quite cool though. Let's go 55, split the difference. Gotta love that digital delay. If you've enjoyed that video, folks, you know what to do. Stick a like on it. Subscribe if you're new around here. And don't forget to check out the back catalogue. We are rapidly approaching, I've counted the amount of videos we've got left to do, the year of YouTube. We're rapidly approaching it, you know. I think we're going to get there. So, thank you very much for watching, folks. And as always, come back next time for some more.